6086. Which question would be as a lead-off question for a guided discussion on the subject of torque? A. Does torque affect an airplane? B. How does torque affect an airplane? C. What effect does torque have on an airplane in a turn? The correct answer is B. In a guided discussion, a lead-off question is the initial question posed by the instructor to initiate the discussion and guide the learner's thinking. It should be open-ended and encourage critical thinking and active participation from the learners. The question, how does torque affect an airplane, is a suitable lead-off question for a guided discussion on the subject of torque. It prompts the learners to consider the relationship between torque and its impact on airplanes. It invites them to explore the effects, consequences, and potential influences of torque on the behavior and performance of an airplane. By asking this question, the instructor encourages the learners to analyze, evaluate, and share their knowledge, perspectives, and insights on the topic. It sets the stage for a meaningful discussion where learners can exchange ideas, provide explanations, offer examples, and explore the connections between torque and airplane dynamics. The lead-off question, how does torque affect an airplane, promotes active engagement, critical thinking, and the exploration of cause and effect relationships. It encourages learners to consider the specific effects of torque on an airplane and encourages them to share their understanding and knowledge of the topic. 6085. In a guided discussion, learning is achieved through the A. Skillful use of questions. B. Use of questions, each of which contains several ideas. C. Use of reverse questions directed to the class as a whole. The correct answer is A. In a guided discussion, learning is achieved through the skillful use of questions by the instructor. The purpose of a guided discussion is to promote active engagement, critical thinking, and collaborative learning among the participants. The instructor guides the discussion by asking thought-provoking questions that stimulate reflection, analysis, and exploration of ideas. By asking strategic questions, the instructor encourages learners to actively participate, share their perspectives, provide explanations, offer examples, and engage in dialogue with their peers. Questions can be used to elicit prior knowledge, promote deeper understanding, challenge assumptions, explore different viewpoints, and make connections between concepts. Well-crafted questions in a guided discussion serve as catalysts for meaningful learning experiences. They stimulate learners to think critically, analyze information, evaluate evidence, and construct their own knowledge. Through the process of discussing and answering questions, learners develop their reasoning abilities, communication skills, and ability to articulate their thoughts effectively. 6083. A question directed to an entire group to stimulate thought and response from each group member is identified as A. Relay, B. Overhead, C. Rhetorical. The correct answer is B. An overhead question is a question directed to an entire group to stimulate thought and response from each group member. It is a question that is posed to the entire group rather than to an individual, with the intention of encouraging participation and generating discussion. Overhead questions are often used in group settings, such as classrooms, training sessions, or group discussions, to promote active engagement and involvement from all participants. These questions can be open-ended, allowing for a variety of responses and perspectives, or they can be focused on a specific topic or concept. The purpose of an overhead question is to stimulate thought, encourage critical thinking, and generate meaningful discussion among group members. By posing the question to the entire group, each individual has the opportunity to contribute their thoughts, ideas, and opinions. This type of question fosters a collaborative learning environment where participants can learn from one another, share different perspectives, and explore multiple viewpoints. 6066. Which method of presentation is desirable for teaching a skill, such as ground school lesson on the flight computer? A. Presentation/practice. B. Demonstration/performance. C. Lecture/application. The correct answer is B. When teaching a skill such as a ground school lesson on the flight computer, the most desirable method of presentation is the demonstration/performance method. This method involves the instructor demonstrating the skill or task to the learners, followed by the learners practicing and performing the skill themselves. The demonstration/performance method is effective for teaching skills because it allows learners to observe the instructor performing the skill correctly, providing them with a visual model to follow. This method provides a step-by-step demonstration of the skill, highlighting important techniques, procedures, and best practices. After the demonstration, learners have the opportunity to practice the skill themselves under the guidance and supervision of the instructor. This hands-on practice helps learners develop their proficiency and gain confidence in performing the skill. The instructor can provide feedback, corrections, and additional guidance as needed during the practice phase. The combination of demonstration and performance allows learners to see the skill in action, understand the techniques involved, and then apply those techniques themselves. This active engagement and practice enhance learning and retention of the skill. 6090. In the demonstration/performance method of instruction, which two separate actions are performed concurrently? A. Instructor explanation and demonstration. B. Learner and instructor supervision. C. Instructor explanation and learner demonstration. The correct answer is B. In the demonstration/performance method of instruction, two separate actions that are performed concurrently are learner and instructor supervision. This method involves the instructor demonstrating a skill or task while simultaneously supervising and providing guidance to the learners as they perform the skill themselves. During the demonstration phase, the instructor explains and shows how to perform the skill or task correctly. This includes providing a step-by-step explanation, highlighting important points, demonstrating proper techniques, and sharing any relevant tips or insights. The instructor's role is to model the desired behavior and showcase the correct execution of the skill. Once the demonstration is complete, the learners are given the opportunity to perform the skill themselves. While the learners are practicing, the instructor maintains active supervision and provides ongoing guidance and feedback. The instructor observes the learner's performance, offers corrections, suggestions, and support, and ensures that they are following the correct procedures. The concurrent actions of learner and instructor supervision are crucial in the demonstration/performance method. Learners benefit from the instructor's guidance and expertise, as they receive immediate feedback and support throughout the learning process. The instructor's role is to facilitate learning by closely monitoring the learner's progress, addressing any issues or misconceptions, and providing assistance as needed.